Welcome to your game-changing lesson. This is more than just content. It's your opportunity to master advanced English vocabulary that will rewire your mindset. We often feel like a hostage to our negative thoughts, convinced that our personality is fixed. But what if I told you that your brain is not an old hard drive, but a plastic material that you can rebuild today? We're unlocking the scientific power of positive thinking and 4 practical secrets to physically change your brain's architecture. Listen closely, repeat the phrases, and get ready to see how your beliefs shape your reality. Subscribe right now to train your English every week with the most powerful self-development content. Forget the old myths that the adult brain is immutable. That's a trap that convinces you that you're stuck in your habits. In reality, your brain is a vast open space of potential. When you keep thinking the same thought over and over, for instance, "I'll never master English," you create a deep riverbed for that thought. Every time that thought arises, it flows down that riverbed, making it wider and stronger. This incredible ability to constantly redraw your internal map is called neuroplasticity. Understand this. You are not just a passenger in your head. You are the architect of your own mind. Here's the simple slogan that explains everything. Neurons that fire together wire together. When you panic, your brain sets off a sequence of neurons that links stress to failure. That pathway is so robust and quick, it's become a bullet train. Our goal is not to blow up that negative bullet train, but to build a parallel, scenic railroad, a better way to travel. Every time you consciously choose a positive thought, you lay a new piece of track. It's tough at first, but with every intentional choice, this new track becomes the preferred route. Let's see how this works in real life. Imagine you just made a clumsy mistake in an English conversation or messed up a presentation. The old, worn path immediately yells, "You're a failure. Why did you even try?" Instead of riding that negative train, you take a breath and pause. That pause is your power. You reframe the situation. You say, "That was not a failure. It was a learning opportunity. My brain is getting stronger because I risked making a mistake." This conscious switch creates a new pathway that links mistakes not to shame, but to growth. Affirmations are not just empty words. They are new operating slogans for your brain. But remember the secret. They must be believable. Simply repeating, "I am a millionaire," won't work because your brain will instantly reject it as a lie. Instead, use truthful, directional phrases. For example, if your old thought is, "I don't deserve success," replace it with, "I focus on my actions and can see them actively building my success." You are focusing on what is under your control, the action. Or take learning English. Instead of saying, "I have no talent," use this powerful action-based phrase, "I apply effort to learn English, and with each day, I learn and remember more." Your brain instantly starts searching for evidence of this observable progress. And finally, when counteracting stress, instead of "a disaster is waiting for me," say, "I feel tension, but I choose a calm reaction to this situation so I can find a solution." This phrase convinces your brain of its own capability for calm because you acknowledged the emotion but immediately seized control. Think of your brain as a radio. When you wake up, it's automatically tuned to the last station you listened to, often the worry and self-doubt channel. This is called the priming effect. If you start your morning with stressful news, you are priming your brain for pessimism. The secret is to manually tune the station. Spend 10 minutes listening to our English content and repeating positive slogans. You are literally telling your mind, "Today, we are looking for evidence of success and opportunities." You can't train a puppy by teaching it once a week. The new positive pathway is like a tiny, enthusiastic puppy. It needs constant, gentle attention. The moment you catch the old negative thought trying to jump the fence, you use your 5-second rule to reset. Say stop out loud and use a physical anchor. Clench your fist. This tiny physical action serves as an anchor for your mind, signaling thought reset. This daily, intentional work is not a whim. It is a physical reprogramming exercise that ensures you control your thoughts and they do not control you. Gratitude is not just politeness. It is a biochemical shift in your brain. In a world constantly shouting about what you lack, more money, a better job, fluent English, our brains automatically tune into scarcity mode. This mode generates stress and anxiety because you are constantly searching for threats and deficiencies. Practicing gratitude is a powerful antidote. It switches your brain from looking for threats to seeking the resources and blessings that you already have. When you genuinely feel thankful, your brain cannot simultaneously be in a state of fear or scarcity. It is physically impossible. How does this work? Every sincere thought of gratitude is a direct command to your body. When you focus on what you appreciate, your brain immediately lowers the level of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Simultaneously, it increases the production of dopamine and serotonin, which are the neurotransmitters for well-being. This is not wishful thinking. It is a scientifically proven effect. For instance, studies show that students who keep a gratitude journal sleep better, have stronger immune systems, and show better academic results. You are literally training your brain to be happy. For gratitude to truly reprogram your brain, it must be specific. Simply saying, "thank you for everything," is a general phrase that fails to activate the deep neural pathways. You need to use the rule of specific details. Poor example, "I'm grateful for my computer." Too general. Good example, "I'm grateful that my reliable laptop allowed me to listen to English content for 2 hours today without interruption, which would have been impossible just 1 year ago." This specificity forces your brain to relive the scene, strengthening the link between the positive feeling and the real event. This is called savoring the moment. How do you apply this to learning English? Gratitude works best when you appreciate small wins. Be thankful for a phrase you memorized, for understanding 80% of a podcast, or for the fact that you took a risk and spoke with a native speaker. And here is a neuroplasticity hack. Practice future gratitude. Close your eyes and visualize yourself already fluent in English, and feel genuine thankfulness for that achievement that hasn't arrived yet. Your brain does not distinguish between vivid visualization and reality. In this way, you prime yourself for success, which your brain is convinced is already on its way. Comparison is a thief, and it's arguably the most common and toxic thought pattern that instantly sabotages your neuroplasticity. Every time you compare your behind the scenes to the highlight reel of someone else's life, for example, when you measure your English level against a native speaker's fluency or someone who has been practicing longer, your brain fires the shame circuit. This circuit immediately produces stress hormones that block learning. When you feel not good enough, your brain cannot simultaneously be in "I can grow and learn" mode. It's a direct path to procrastination. Imagine you've been learning English for 6 months. You're struggling to understand a podcast. But then you see someone on social media who mastered the language in 3 months. You feel lagging behind. You are comparing your first draft to someone else's final masterpiece. That person isn't showing you the hundreds of hours of boring grammar drills, the failed attempts to speak, and the days they wanted to quit. Your brain, however, only perceives the finished result, and this makes you feel deficient. How do you flip that shame circuit? Apply the rule of relative success. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to yesterday's you. If today you learned 10 more English words than you did yesterday, Or if you understood one difficult paragraph that you didn't understand last week, that is an absolute success. You must value individual progress, not someone else's finishing line. Remember, your goal is not to be better than others. Your goal is to continuously improve. Use the I am inspired by hack. The next time you see someone's impressive results in English or any other field, instead of feeling envy, consciously rephrase it. Tell yourself, this person achieved this, therefore it is possible for me too. This immediately switches the shame circuit to the inspiration and action circuit. Use others' success as a map, not as a stick to beat yourself with. They are showing you that the way exists, not that you missed it. A self-fulfilling prophecy is one of the most powerful principles of neuroplasticity. This isn't magic, it's a psychological chain. Your belief about an outcome, positive or negative, changes your behavior, which in turn guarantees the outcome happens. For example, if you're convinced, I will fail this English interview, you will sound less confident, avoid eye contact, and prepare less. Your behavior makes the prophecy a reality. Our mission is to reverse this chain and harness its power for success. The key to a positive prophecy lies in an identity shift. Your brain is always looking for evidence of who you believe you are. Instead of saying, I am trying to learn English, say, I am a person who trains their English daily. Old prophecy, learning English is an unbearable task, inhibits action. New prophecy, identity. I am already an English speaker who is simply mastering new vocabulary. When you declare your identity, your brain immediately seeks consistent behavior. If you are an English speaker, you must watch English videos and you must speak. This removes the struggle and turns the action into a fait accompli. This phenomenon is also known as the Pygmalion effect. Studies showed that when teachers expected high results from certain students, those students, regardless of their actual abilities, performed better. Why? Because the teacher's high expectations changed their behavior toward the students, giving them more time, tougher assignments, more belief. We must become our own Pygmalion. Every day you sit down to study, tell yourself, I know my brain is capable of mastering this because I believe in it. Your own high expectations become your most powerful learning tool. What about existing negative prophecies? Use the prove it wrong technique. The moment the old prophecy arises, I always fail important meetings, you immediately collect evidence that proves it false. Prophecy, my memory is terrible for new English words. Evidence, action. You intentionally recall 5 new, challenging English words you learned this week and write them down. Each piece of evidence is a punch to the old prophecy. You are not just believing. You are actively dismantling the old circuit, replacing it with observable facts of your own success. We've covered the 4 powerful pillars of a successful mindset: neuroplasticity, gratitude, toxic comparison avoidance, and the self-fulfilling prophecy. Now you know the truth. Your mind is not fixed. It is plastic. Every thought is a physical action, either strengthening an old negative pathway or building a new powerful one. You are the architect of your mind, and the time to build is now. So, apply the I am a person who trains their English daily identity today. Start with just 5 minutes of gratitude or a conscious, action-oriented affirmation. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Use these tools to create the motivation. If this video helped you flip that switch from doubt to action, please hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this content matters. Subscribe now to join our community of proactive learners and activate the notification bell so you never miss a lesson that helps you build a smarter, more confident you. Tell us in the comments, what new identity will you declare today? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next session.